welcome to another of my videos. Okay, the easier way to get a job on cruise ship using site4crew.com. Right, before we begin, let's quickly let myself introduce myself. So I have been working for 6 years on the cruise ships. That was till the end of the last year. Yeah, so on the cruise ships and the big seagoing ships, I covered the bar department, reception. Then I moved to the river cruise ships. I did reception, I did a night audit, and yeah, I worked also as a cruise director on a river cruise ship. Site4Crew YouTube channel. Okay, the channel itself is something next to the site4crew.com that was there before, and it's basically the same thing but on the YouTube channel, so you can watch a video instead of reading through the site4crew.com itself. Site4crew.com beginnings. So while I was working, there was always a question how it is on a river cruise ship, how much you get for this company, the crew gets together. The boring thing, yeah, they speak about different companies, they speak about work on a free time, but that's just a part of the working there as well. Okay, how can site4crew.com help you to get that job on a cruise ship? Okay, let's start very easy and straightforward. Job fairs. So there's a directory of the job fairs. Basically, it's an exhibition, and there's many companies. You dress up well. You get as many copies of the resume that you can take with you, and you just go there. That actually has 4 sources there. There's one really big company, that's a job board company, and they run very many. Europe, Asia, Americas, you name it, they are all over the place. So that's there as well. There's a maritime academy, maybe interesting as well. So let's just say maritime academy, you get a sponsor, you study, and you get to work on a ship. There's other companies there as well, not only academy. There's cruise lines that actually pick up the students there. And as much as I know, Royal Caribbean has a cadet school, no experience required. Well, of course there's a background, some tests I guess, and you just get experience on the job itself. Of course you get a certification for the navigation or something like that, you pay for this as well, but that's yourself, that's off the ship. And yeah, you cover different departments. One is actually from a German company, it's an agency. They used to run actually 2 job fairs. Attendance is always free for all of them, and it is in Germany, and the agency run it, and there's a links, of course, which companies attended, river cruise ships, and of course the cruise lines as well. Even if it's in Germany, by all means, all the companies speak English as well, so company representatives, so by all means, that's one way to get there as well. There's several per year, and of course there's so I mentioned the four resources itself as well. So the academy, agency, and one is actually job board as well. The second one, that's the German one, as I mentioned, that they do the separate ones in Austria. By all means, if you only speak English, you go there and you can get interviews right away. Okay, moving forward. So the main part of it is actually directories, and there are 3 of them. Let's start with the jobs on the cruise ships. At the beginning there's the job boards. There's coming one more now as well. And yeah, you register there, you apply for the jobs. Cruise lines and agencies advertise there, and you get the chance to apply every day for whichever are new ones or which are not. Well, recruitment and crewing agencies, that's the best pick there is. They usually have the email addresses on the websites, which are posted there as well. You can just send them an email with your cover letter and just a resume, of course, and then which job you want, and they can match you. The best thing about it is they work with river cruise lines, they work with yacht charter companies, and they work with the cruise lines as well. So basically there is a bigger chance you're gonna get accepted, and it's always there. If you want to change the job, they always say, okay, well, come back next year, see if there's anything for you or something like that. That's always cool. Okay, you can always apply for the cruise line companies. There is a website and there's an employment website. And what I can say from my experience, they tend to be more complicated than the applying by the agency, because the websites, they might have entering every single work experience one by one in a big database, every single course you finished one by one in the database. It takes time, and there was one that actually had these online tests like general knowledge general knowledge, really, math or whatever there was. It took me a while, and then I kind of find out that the same company was hiring from the agency, and that took just one email. I got the interview with the agency. So they pre-screen you, and it's actually official on a website itself, on the cruise lines, which agencies they work with. It's like they list them, so this pre-screening. So they check you out, they check out your experience. For some positions, they would even ask you like do you have tattoos, do you have visible tattoos, or you don't have, which is kind of a thing, or which part of the world you come. And unfortunately, this part is also as well. Some of the agencies in different parts of the world, it doesn't have to be, but they only hire for this department, and it's only from that country, really. That's where they come from. And the same thing for the Europe. And I only met my agent through the Skype, and then he sent me to the company head office for another interview, second round. And I never even met him. He was from Netherlands. I was living in UK, so it's always good. And they're really briefly, when you find a job and you don't go for their job, which is still in the pre-screening, they always say you come back. So in the chapter for the cruise lines, there's concessionaires. I can't pronounce it anymore. So there's departments like spa, casino, and retail. There's a good point for it, because I was on a cruise line. These three departments, they don't really keep them that, but if you work in any of these three, there are companies for that. Well, simple example, I was on a big, massive cruise ship, actually the biggest one in the world these times. Still, there's three of them, and kind of spoke to the guys and said the whole basement, well, not the basement, under the level storage of the cruise ship was full with all kinds of good art. It's only because they couldn't keep the supply. And let's just say, if you have like 20 ships and you supply the art for them, you need to store them somewhere, you need to bring it on board, then you sell it, and from the storage on land you exhibition it first time. Then from storage from land, you need to supply it, send it to the buyer, because they don't. I don't think they ever actually seen anyone taking an artwork of the ship itself in the baggage. So there you go. And if you work for like 3 cruise lines, they have 20 ships each. You buy that art from this art gallery, from this artist, you buy it for 60 ships. So the price, of course, is lower, and these are the ones there is. So these directories are slightly bit different than the jobs on river cruise ship. The same thing. So the job boards usually together with the jobs on the cruise ships, for the cruise ship jobs and for river cruise ships, all together. So there's another chapter like employment, crewing agencies, and passenger ship management companies. It's very simple. So there's some companies that own the ships. Some companies, they do have the ships, but they don't do the management of the hotel. So you get another company to manage them, and of course you get the fee for it. You look after your costs, and that's going to be a different company. And then the maritime, of course, the captains belong to the ship company. Usually they get to pay from the owner of the ships. So, and some of these crewing agencies, you work for the big brand, but they don't have their own ships. Like there's some German companies, they only have a cruise director on the ship. Everybody else, hotel department is different company, and then the owner of the ships, and that is different as well. Just because the agency that sells the cruises, they even print the logo on it. They don't own the ship, but they have the ships full. All the operational costs minus whatever they have given minus the operational costs from whatever people have been paying, all the difference belongs to them, that's how it works. If there's a company you haven't heard of, that's because they don't own the ships, but they run the departments, and that's where you get paid. And of course there's river cruise ship companies that actually employ you. Jobs on yachts is another department, and of course the job boards or employment websites, they are different, they are specific. They are kind of regional as well. Some of the jobs you need to apply for, because the yacht is based all the time there. So these job search companies are different, and of course the agency list is there, the crewing agencies and everything is there, so you can apply to them. And as I said, the agents, they are more common, and by all means just go for it. And there's, as I mentioned, as easy as that, email address, send them your application, cover letter, why you want the job, and your resume, of course. There's also some articles, but that's why I chose to make videos on this subject, so you don't need to read, you can just watch through them. By all means, you're all welcome. Articles as well, I'll keep on up that as well. And the Site for Crew YouTube channel, yeah, recruitment process, life on board, some fun stuff, I'm gonna share it. Some interesting stuff, maybe some other points about the things, what's going on, and yeah, that's just to decide, because if the website is sort of a directory of the jobs you can apply to, companies you can apply, agencies you can apply to, then Site for Crew is going to be the information, not the not the directories, but everything else. So these are the things you can find on Site for Crew, and you can also tune in on siteforcrew.com as well. And what can I say, so directory updates is going to be once a month. I'm going to keep an eye on it. There's some articles going to be posted on the website, and of course there's going to be a monthly video on siteforcrew.com as well. Site for Crew YouTube channel. There's always an email available, siteforcrew@outlook.com. And yeah, well, as I mentioned, the website was created there to help out the guys, my colleagues, prior colleagues, or some from a land I never met before. They got me through the friend of the friend, through the Facebook or through the LinkedIn, and they asked me about the job. You have the job, how is the job, can you manage your studies and everything on all this. It's still relevant. I have not given up my studies. I do work abroad in Switzerland now at the moment, but I think I'm not gonna go back to ships anytime soon. However, this project is there. Since I'm studying computer science, it's still relevant. I'm gonna be up to date with the updates, and I hope all of this is gonna help you out. Tune in for new things, comment by all means, I love it as well. I'll change the video, I'll take it off, I'll put the correct information, the new information in, and yes, so I hope this information helps you. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.